Alright, let's get this on the road here. What we're gonna do is, this is a character I previously created. Little kind of crazy dude in a mask. And what I think I want to do today is I want to try to do like a turn rotation kind of thing. So I want to make the front perspective, side perspective, rear perspective. That way we can almost make a character turning. Because I want to kind of experiment with the 4 turns. So like a front angle, back kind of angle turned, and then a rear angle, facing angle. That's kind of my goal with this stream. Just kind of playing around, seeing what I can do with this to see what I can get out of it. If anyone understands exactly what I mean, let me, that was a little weird. My Streamlabs OBS crashed when I went live a minute ago. That was weird, but it worked. Okay, let's, here we go. Alright. What I want to do, I want to turn this guy. So what I'm thinking is, I want to have 4 different perspectives on this. I want to have a front-facing perspective. I want to have a front side turn-facing perspective. I want to have a kind of a back turn perspective and then a complete back perspective. So I think the back perspective is probably going to be the easiest to create now, because that should honestly be pretty simple. Get rid of all these. Alright, so we're going to copy him over. So the back-facing perspective should be relatively simple. That should be more or less a... And this is more for my own personal sort of learning right now. This isn't really... I'm not really making anything that's in particularly like a certain thing. Like, this is more just kind of see what I can do, if anyone's curious. Actually, I want to keep that so we can do the same color. So a pocket in the rear is going to be kind of like this. Alright, what? 3 on my dashboard. What am I under? I'm under drawing, vector, and variety streaming. Okay, we'll go with that. That's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting rolling here. Give me just a minute and we'll be rocking. Okay. So we're going to take these out. So I'm thinking the pockets are going to kind of just go in here like so. Kind of some rear facing pockets. And I want to kind of mess around with... So if he's facing rear, this entire mask is going to go toward the front. So let's take the entire mask. The arms are going to come toward the back. The knife is going to go to that hand. We're going to bring this all the way to the front. And we're going to flip it. And it's going to sit right about there. Okay. So the feet are turned. The knife is good. The arms are going to... See, this is going to be interesting here. They're going to come to the front, right? Which then creates its own problem, because you can see the suspenders where they're placed. That sort of creates an issue. This would disappear. Let's see here. Let's play with this. Let's see if we can't... The back of the head is essentially just going to be hair. So what I want to do is... Alright, that's the mask. Let's take all this. Take all this. Let's take this. And let's group it. Makes him look like a little Mormon or something. Okay, so we're going to flip it. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be toward the back, like all the way to the back. Which then is going to make this unit here all the way to the front, right? Yeah. Alright, so Now, all this can disappear. This means nothing at this point. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hair down. These would disappear. But we're going to keep one, because what we're going to do is we're going to create a kind of like a fold here. But I feel like this would kind of sit like this, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. That way it kind of helps showcase the collar. So now we got no face on there. Good. This would be in front of this. Kind of there. Yeah, right there. Now, these I feel like would only be on the front, right? Good. Now what? Now we have to sort out this, which I feel like would kind of be a strap. Did I not do side straps on this? I guess I didn't. That would probably be an ideal thing to add to this. Is like right there, I'm thinking. So let's do this. Let's copy this over. And we'll go to the back with it. We'll go right about there. Yeah. Okay, that gets the point across, so that's good. Now his hair. This is going to be the interesting portion, because what we want to do is we want to drag a whole bunch of these points straight down. And then we're going to have to shape this. So the best way to do that is we're going to get rid of these points. We're going to get rid of these points. Now, what's up, man? Got done streaming for the day. How are you? Pretty good, Nametrix. How you doing? I'm doing a little art real quick. This is a character I made the other day, and what I'm doing is I'm working on flipping his perspective. I want to do a front face, rear face, front turn, back turn. Just playing around. Just doing a little practice, and then I'm going to do some streaming probably for a bit. What were you streaming? I didn't see you on, man. Were you streaming, I haven't seen you stream Oxygen Not Included yet, so I'm assuming you were probably streaming Wylands, or... Because I'm going to do some Wylands here in a little bit. Cool, yeah. I'm going to do some Wylands here in a little bit. I just wanted to draw for a little bit, because I hadn't really had a chance to draw today. So, I'm kind of doing this... I like to kind of stay in practice, you know what I mean? Just kind of keep making something. And I generally try to make something every day. But that doesn't always work out. So my goal is to make like a full turned around character, because I'm still working on perfecting my ability to create like actual, you know, characters such. You and me both? I haven't found the sub. I haven't found the... yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm with you. Totally with you. I haven't found either one of those. I want to play some more Rise to Ruins. I had a really good time with that game the other day. Move this over like this. And so now, I feel like this definitely kind of be back here. Yeah, see, and from what I've heard from everyone, and I do mean everyone, and I think even you, was basically the sub is where you're going to get the underwater breathing stuff, right? Like the mask and all that crap. And see, I feel like I really wish, and I think they will add it, they need to add a way for you to be able to craft an underwater breathing mask, even if it's inferior to the one you can find. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's inferior to that one, that's fine. But they should give you a way to create some sort of an underwater breathing apparatus. Even if it's just a rebreather. Like a snorkel or whatever. You know, divers go diving with and stuff. They really need to give you something like that. That would give you a little bit more long-term underwater breathing other than the potions. Because I feel like the potions, man, they just wear out so quick. And granted, they're not that hard to make once you have the materials, but still. It'd be kind of cool to see something a little different. You should have seen me last night on Oxygen Not Included, dude. Did really good, honestly. I had a lot of help from Shamies and some other folks in here, and we got pretty far. I got to like cycle, I want to say I was on like cycle maybe 90 or something. It was pretty good all in all. Oh, and did I tell you, Nametrix, I don't know if I told you yet, I found a way to move your ship to a new save. Did I tell you about that? If I didn't, surprise. You can move your ship to a new save. Oh, you were lurking? Okay. Thought I saw your name pop up a couple times, but I generally don't call people out. You know what I mean? If I see them just kind of lurking. I try not to anyways. Not the nicest thing to do. Anyways, there is a way to take your ship in Wyland and literally move it to a new save game. So what I did was I created a new save, and I moved my ship to it. So my ship is now in my new save game. So my goal tonight is I want to take that new world and see if I can't... Yeah, that's better. That's better. Alright, so we have a front and a rear facing character. So that's pretty cool right there. I'm kind of digging that. So now what I want to experiment with is I'm going for like a front turn profile shot. Let me see if I can pull up an example of what I'm looking for here. Let's see. Let's go with... Okay, yeah. Let's try this. Okay. Yep. That pulls off what I was looking for. Easily. But I honestly feel like this would even be further back, like this. Yep. Yep. Alright, cool. So, now, let's take... No, I mean, I generally try to do that, man. When I see people lurking, I try not to call them out, you know, because some folks, I mean, I get it. I watch a lot of other streamers, and sometimes you just want to kind of chill. You don't really want to be in chat, you don't really want to be answering questions and stuff like that, you know, so I get it. Sometimes there's just times you want to just chill and watch the stream. You don't really want to be involved. At least I know for me I'm that way. So if I want to turn this whole thing, it's going to be kind of complicated with this gas mask. If I turn him... Boy, it's going to be hard. And see, this is what I want to get a little more experience with, is turning this character a little bit. Trying to visualize how I want to do this. The more detail you add, the harder this becomes to do, unfortunately. So this arm, this entire arm needs to come to the front first, right? And then this suspender needs to kind of come over-ish. I feel like all this would sort of shift this way. I hope this isn't boring you too much, Matrix. So if I want to do this, how do I do this? I guess I'd have to do something like this. Yep. Because I'm still kind of developing my own art style, which is, yeah, it's still a work in progress. I'm not perfect yet. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that, because the thing with art is, you know, what you see, like right now, okay, I'm sitting here with a mental picture of what I want to do. I can see what I want to do in my head, but I'm having a hard time laying it down. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, it's like, I know what you mean. And see, I screwed up because I should have, really should have made these. I should have made this grouped as I was doing it instead of the way I did it. And so I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for that. Because I sort of screwed myself on this a little bit. But let's, here's what we're going to do. We're going to paste this inside. Nope. We're going to go like that. I love making art. It's, for me, it's just really, it's a chill, fun thing, you know? But yes, it can be a little stress-inducing when things aren't going the way that you intend. Alright, so these are actually cutouts. So that's going to present a problem with this mask because they are actually cut out from the other things. What I'm going to have to do, and pardon my blabbering because I've been trying to talk myself through this a little bit. We understand what's going on. Alright, so that's one piece. Let's cut this. Like, yeah, it's like this. And we'll cut it. And we'll cut it. Whoop. We gotta take this out. So do you play Oxygen Not Included a lot still, or you kind of had your fill of that game in terms of, you know, where you're at and everything? Because I know you've obviously played much more than me. So I kind of feel like you're probably capped to where you want to be. Maybe? How am I going to do this? Yeah, see, this is gonna be problematic the way I made this mask. I should have done this in a different way. Because what's gonna happen now is I almost need to make a new mask because I need to shave off part of this from the side. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. And then we'll go with the same size. And see, the other thing for me too, Nametrix, is like, I know a lot of people, you know, they stream during the day and stuff, but for me, it's like, my family, when they're still up, like my daughter and my wife, I don't really play a whole lot, or watch a whole lot, or do a whole lot, because I tend to be with them. Okay, I know this looks crazy right now, bear with me, I have a plan here. I copy this out, cut it. Okay, cool. So that achieved what I wanted there. Now this is going to be a little bit trickier because that's going to be a perspective eye. Let's see what happens when we just cut it like that. Whoops. Curious. If I just cut this out, what is this going to do? Right, that actually is not a bad thing, because then I can do this. Song 51 games, 25. Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you. Well, I'm having a blast with it right now. I mean, absolute blast. So, from what I understand, when you open Oxygen Not Included, there's like seems like they have a pretty aggressive update cycle. So it seems like every couple months or whatever, they're releasing new content. Is this right there? That is right there, but then I gotta do something with this. Let's move all this to the back. Oops. Why did this auto select? Select. Oh, because the freaking eyebrows are there. We're gonna send all that to the back for now. Alright. So, what am I gonna do now? Let's see. Guess it's gonna be like this. This looks right, right? It's gonna be tricky because of the way I want to do this. It's not gonna be exact. Hey, Invis, what's up, man? So, in case you're wondering what it is that I'm doing, I'm trying to create a profile shot here of this character I drew a while ago. I'm trying to create a front, a rear, and a front, a rear, and a quarter turn. That way, different perspectives of the same character. Once you get debug cheat, the game gets old fast. So I use cheats to make it interesting. See, I've heard of that name tricks. I'm not going there. I agree with you 100%, and that's one of the reasons I don't like to touch those kinds of things, because what was the game I did it in? I was playing around with a friend. Torchlight 2, when that came out. We were playing, we were having a good time, and then we realized that you could spawn in items, right? And before you knew it, you're basically spawning in all the end gear stuff. And so the game just became pointless and dribble at that point, because then it's like, well, why work to earn this stuff when you can just, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, I try not to cheat best I can. I find it kind of ruins I don't know if ruins the right word or cheapens the gameplay, you know? The biggest and best thing I can see with it is a lot of people I've seen using it are using it to test like theories. Like to test a certain way a system might work, or to test a certain way they could do this or that or whatever, what have you. You know what I'm saying? I don't cheat when I get bored, but yeah, I gotcha. But that makes sense. That would be further behind there, right? I'm not very good with perspective shots like this. Nope, just one I made up, bud. It was, hang on, I'll show you. Let's see. I was, where is it? It actually started here. I was making flat characters, right? I think it was this guy I made. And I was just playing around, and for some reason, it spawned into this guy. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. It just kind of did. Because a lot of times what I'll do when I have time at work and whatnot is I'll doodle. I'll open files like this, and I'll just like make faces, make characters, things like that, right? And so I made this little dude with a little scar on his face and everything, and I was playing around. And then it was like, oh, I made this guy. And so he was very similar to... Well, I made these the other day. I was pretty happy with these. I need to come back to them. I made these like trees. I was kind of making a nighttime scene, but then I got really confused as to what to do with the ground. But I really like the way these trees turned out. I think they look really, really cool. So I need to come back and I need to revisit this, but I just haven't done it yet. Because if we turn this into an artboard, you can see what the difference is. But I'm gonna revisit this. And then all I did here was I changed color saturation. So I used the same tree, changed the shape, size, and then did the color saturation. Where's the one I was looking for? So here we go. So he was kind of, where the heck are they? Like this, same style as this. This was the reference image I used for kind of a post-apocalyptic style of, imagery, right? And so I made these little guys. This was like a dad, think of the road, is kind of what I was going for here. Here was a dad, clearly in distress, holding a gun. He's been injured and whatnot, different size shoes and everything. And then here's the little boy, and he's holding a gun, and clearly their eyes you know, say a lot about where they've been and what they've done. So it has a, because I was telling you the other day in Viz, what I try to do is when I draw, I try to tell like a little story, you know, or at least give a depiction of what is going on, or at least make people think about what the character could be. So with this one, I was going for kind of a post-apocalyptic vibe, like, you know, survivors, like they're on the side of the road or something, and maybe they're looking at other survivors or something, and you can see the distress and the sadness here. And then with this guy, he was another survivor, but the whole point of it was, where was he actually? Did I put him by himself? Thought I did, maybe I didn't, but anyway, the whole point of this guy was, you know, he's clearly got a gas mask on, so he's some sort of a survivor, right? But is he a friend or foe? Like, does he look like a crazy lunatic or a scared survivor? You know, you kind of gotta make the decision on that. What art program is this, and where can I get it? This is Affinity Designer. So you understand here, this is all vector art, right? But I don't use Illustrator, not because I don't think Illustrator is a good program. I do. I personally don't like Adobe's pay model. I don't like their pay structure. It's, you know, and I know it's very easy to crack Adobe Illustrator. I get it. I understand that. Just about anybody can do it. But again, I try to own what I use. So this is a one-time purchase software. It's $50. You never pay for it again. It's a one-time buy, right? So with this software, it's a lot of what you can do is very, very similar to Adobe Illustrator. So if you're comfortable with Adobe Illustrator, this should be right up your alley. What I would recommend for you, Nametrix, is if you're looking to get into this and not really spend anything, is you should look at this. This program here is called Gravit Designer. This is a completely free vector program, and it is really, really good. I'll give you an example of some of the stuff that I have made in this program. So I made this King Hippo in here, and I was showing somebody an example the other day. Oops. I made this King Hippo in here, and this is a 100% free program. I made this in here, this little alien testing around. I made this the other day goofing off, like a little ninja dude on like a little hill, right? I mean, this is a really good program. And the cool part about this program right here is it runs in any operating system. This thing runs Mac, Linux, Windows. It'll even run in a browser. So like, and it has a cloud save feature. You can actually go to your web browser, open this application, make an image, save it into their cloud, and then come back to another machine or with it locally installed and access that same file. And this program is free, and I mean 100% free, and they have no intention of making it paid. So if you want to kind of get into this and play around, this would be a great alternative and not have to spend any money, at least for now, and then see if it's something that's up your alley. And this software right here is the one I was telling you about, or you might have heard me talk about. This is the one that every Wednesday night, I do a free drawing class where I have people come in and we just kind of go over basics like how to make characters, how to shade, how to create, you know, landscapes, different things like that. This is the software that I use right here. So if that's something that ever interests you, like where was it? This is what we did. Right here. Here was the thing we made the very first time. We made some faces. Just to kind of get people comfortable with making shapes so they can see how you can make different faces and what you can do with it and different shaped ears and whatnot. And how to do like basic shading to separate, you know, necks from, and so forth and so on. So if this interests you at all, by all means, you know, you can download it for free and join in. And what's really cool about this program, I'll show you something really interesting. It has a bunch of built-in templates that are just absolutely stunning. Like you can come up here and you can just choose, like right out, you can say, oh, Twitch post, you know, or you can pick all kinds of stuff, but it has a built-in library with a lot of predetermined shapes. Right. Well, the only reason I was suggesting that, Nametrix, is I know a lot of people are not sure if, like, they want to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this software, Affinity Designer, if you just Google Affinity Designer, you'll find the website. And it's a one-time purchase. I think it's $50. And this is a really good piece of software right here. Like this is what I use every day when I make art. This has something really mind-bending about this program. I'll show you real quick. This might interest you. And if you understand how process works in Viz graphics, you might want to check this out, because this is something I know you can't do with Photoshop and with Illustrator. So one cool part about Affinity Designer is you can come in here, you can create all the vector shapes you want. You can come in and you can, you know, you can make shapes like this, right? Now, let's say you wanted to shade these, or you wanted to highlight them, like paint on them to give them more structure rather than just straight shapes, right? Well, in Affinity Designer, there's a thing called the pixel persona. So you just switch to it from here. Here's the vector persona, here's the pixel persona right there where my mouse is, right? So you come in, you add a pixel shape, you clip it in whatever object you want to paint in. Now check this out. Now when I come in here, let's say I go to a, let's go down here and choose like this brush right here. And we'll select this same red. And we'll make it slightly darker, like let's say 38, right? When I paint, okay, if you can see how you can paint outside of the app, right? Or outside of the shape, right here. So like if we're here, it'll add a pixel layer. It'll just add it, right? Like there it is. But if you select the pixel layer inside of the object, like this, and I could give a much better detail of this, I'm just doing it really quick to give you an example. If you're in that pixel layer, look at that, it shades inside the object. This is how you can do like digital painting and digital texturing and stuff that you see people do all the time. So then like, let's say you wanted to flip this out and you wanted to go for a little bit lighter tone, right? You can see how quickly right there we were just able to give that a little bit of a cool texture. You know, and then you can flip the color and add a little dark back in there. Flip the color, add a little light back in there. Flip the color, you know, but you can do like digital painting. And then for example here, let's say we added a pixel layer and we went with a different brush and we went with just a wholly darker color like this. I mean, you can see how it paints in the object, right? Well, all it's doing is it's masking the pixel brush into that shape. Now, what's really cool about this workflow is with Adobe, you can't do this. You can, but you got to like save it out of Illustrator and then go to Photoshop, and then you got to edit it and then go back to Illustrator and so forth and so on. And there's all kinds of brushes. And I mean, you can just kind of see the quick power of this, what you can do with it with this masking. So what you're doing is you're combining vector and raster in the same program. So you can essentially do both if you really want. And I mean, there's all kinds of brushes. You know, some of these are paid brushes now, so just so you understand that, some of these are not free, but you can get the concept of what you can do. Pretty cool piece of software, dude. Really, really is. I highly recommend it. I would support Affinity Designer. It's Designer.io. So designer.io is their website. They actually got a slick website. Wait, no, that's not it. That's for grabbing. My apologies. Affinity Designer. The company name is Serif. There it is. So here's their website, right? It's affinity.serif.com. And if you go in here and you go to, you know, whatever, Affinity Designer Desktop, it'll give you the option to buy for Windows. And it's $50, no sub. Now, that's what I like about it, is there's no sub model. Which, again, nothing against Adobe. I know it works for a lot of people and they love it and that's cool. But for me, I'm not doing this professionally, you know, as much as I want to be yet. So it's one of those things like that pay model is just, it's expensive. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Yep. And again, it doesn't, you know, I'm not saying that one or better or, you know, whatever. I'm just saying for me, for the what it costs and what I can do with it, I find it to be right up my alley. It is expensive in Viz. It is. It really is. Like, if you're freelance like I am, right, and I do this as a hobby, kind of enthusiast, and I do commissions and stuff, but the thing is like, I don't feel that for what I do, it's worth the investment. And again, I know it's a very easy program to crack, I know that, but you know, I don't want to do that. So for me, it is what it is. Okay, cool. So we've got that going. So I'm trying to make this side profile. So in order to do that, see, it's not my job in Viz. My job is in IT. I do LAN engineer stuff. So for me, it's not my everyday profession. You know? So for me, it's more of a hobbyist thing right now. And I've done commissions. I've done some coloring books and I've done some things like that, but and I've done some smaller commissions for people and stuff like that, but I don't use this professionally or anything. You know, and that may be for you where the difference is in Viz. If you're doing this professionally, then that may be, you know, your ticket for right now. It may be the best thing for you, which is cool. And I'm not knocking that at all. Okay, so this foot, I feel like, would need to move over here. Yeah, these feet would need to move over because otherwise you're looking at more of like a straight-on profile. See, that's the thing for me too in Viz. Everything I do, it's all self-taught. It's like all stuff I've just kind of picked up from looking at other people's drawings and things like that. You know, it's all just that kind of stuff. Right, that is the right size, but man, that is really, really big. I'm afraid that's going to create a problem, but let's try it. Yeah, it's going to cut through there. So you do graphic design for your main job in this, or do you use the software at your work or something like that? Okay, so one of the big things that Affinity is used for, Nametrix, is for UI design, for UI development, for like websites, for applications, things like that. That's what the Grade UI kit is. It is an example kit of UI development. So you're gonna get like examples, like really in-depth examples of website layouts, application layouts, things like that. Because one thing that I'll show you here real quick. One thing that it has what's called assets built in with a lot of your like common, like there's a whole Android thing, so you can just drag assets like this like right to the screen. So a lot of people use it for asset development, for like UIs and things like that. And you can kind of see real quick, like there's a lot of built-in functionality, so you can do like UI layouts for like examples and stuff like that. And there's a whole Android layout section. Hey, that's awesome, dude. That's really cool. And see, I've done a lot of like commission stuff on the side in Viz. So I've done comic books, or coloring books for a couple companies. I've done some D&D art for like fan art and stuff like that. I've done like little pictures for people, like for their animals and things like that. So a lot of my stuff is more like smaller commissions right now. But yeah, so if you look here, see there's stuff like this. You see all these stock imagery in here, Nametrix, because there's a lot of UI development that goes on in Affinity. So there's a whole lot of built-in stuff to get you pointed in that direction if that's something you want to do. You know. The other really cool part about Affinity is it has snapshots, which if you guys are familiar with IT stuff, snapshots are basically you can save multiple instances of the same file within one file. So instead of having to create version 1 and then make changes and save it as version 2 and make changes and save it as version 3, you can actually right here, you can make multiple snapshots So I could come down here and I could say, let's make a snapshot of this right now. Let's call it 1, you know, whatever, right? And then we'll come in here and we'll draw some shapes, and you can make as many changes to this document as you want. You can come in here and you can change stuff. You can draw stuff. You can make a bunch of shapes. You can then add that as snapshot 2, right? Well, let's say you say, man, I'd really like to go back to snapshot 1. There you go. You're right back to snapshot 1, but you're still in the same file. Let's say you want to go back to snapshot 2. Hey, look, we're still in the same file. So what you can do is right over here, you can name your snapshot version 1, version 2, version 3, whatever. And then it's all self-contained. You don't have to make like separate files for all these different versions. So like once, it's hard to explain, but it's basically a really nice way to jump around in a file. The other thing is the export persona here is just simply awesome. You can export, you can create custom exports for like little, well, that crashed. But you can create custom exports for like little, like if you want to do UI exports for like buttons and stuff, there's all kinds of really cool things there. It's a good piece of software. I think that it's one of those things, if you use Illustrator or have used a vector program, you're going to be right up, you're going to be very comfortable with it, like really comfortable with it. But again, that's going to be relative. Where is it? Here it is. All right, so I want to try to finish this because I do want to. What have I been live? 46 minutes. Oh, and I did test something in case Nametrix. I wanted to mention this to you. I don't know, and to you as well, Invis. What do you guys use when you stream? I'm assuming you use OBS. If not, what do you use? Yeah. Okay, so check this out. I'm using it right now. In fact, I'll move it over and show you guys if you want. So this is pretty freaking slick. Let me... Right here. Okay, so Streamlabs. If you use Streamlabs, I don't know if you do. Streamlabs apparently has kind of partnered with OBS. And they're releasing their own custom version of it. So look at this. I'll show you on my screen. That way you guys can kind of see what's up. Basically, this is my new OBS layout. I have one window. My chat, all my events, my live screen, everything is in one screen. I don't have to open multiple windows. I don't have to open multiple chat overlays. Like if you look here, it's got my CPU usage. It's got my FPS, my drop frames, it tells me I'm live, it's got everything. It shows you how many viewers you have, all in one window. So this is literally it. You're here, man. So like, yeah, you check it out in Viz. And what's cool is if you're using OBS, when you install this, it's gonna import all of your OBS settings over automatically. Right? So all of your scenes and everything carry right over. Only a couple things didn't carry over, like my mic settings and stuff like that. But you're literally, what you see is what you see, man. You see like everything's in one window. So now when I open OBS, oh, and here's the real kicker, guys. I'm using, right, I'm streaming. I have all this stuff open. I'm only using 11% CPU. With OBS, just OBS would take like 30% of my CPU usage. I don't know about you guys, but it was really resource intensive. Where this is almost not resource intensive at all. And check this out. This is really cool. You can go, I know this looks crazy on the screen and I apologize, but you can go to the editor and here's where you add all this. They have a built-in library with free overlays. Here's the dashboard that comes with OBS that you can actually come in and you can all the settings that you would normally do on Streamlabs website, like all of the event list and the jars and all that are now built into the program. So you can make those changes right here. You don't need to go to the website and make the changes and then test them. They're all right here within the program. So anyways, I know y'all stream. I would highly recommend checking this out. And so far, this is my second stream with it, and I've had no problems. So far, it is just straight stable. So I'd recommend it. For sure. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that to you guys. Let's move this out. We are going to try and do something here. Oh, and what's cool is it's in beta right now. So it's, but it is free, of course. So I don't know if Streamlabs is buying OBS or if they're acquiring OBS. I don't really know what's going on there. But whatever they've done, it's magic. Like, literally, everything is encapsulated in the one program, which is amazing. And everybody's like ranting and raving about how much better it is, CPU-wise and resource-wise. It's just incredibly better. Yeah. Hey, Ravix, how's it going, man? Yeah, we were just talking about a new OBS overlay, man. I'm gonna, it's going pretty good. I'm doing a little bit of drawing, and then I'm gonna do some gameplay later tonight. Pretty caught up in this Wildlands multiplayer game now. Yeah? I got a server up and running, man. I need to play with the settings. I've been doing some back end. I've been doing a lot of like maintenance today. I needed to do some cleaning up on my overlays and stuff like that. So I had some work that I needed to do there. I haven't been playing a whole lot of games today. But I'm working on one. Okay, Invis, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, you really should, Nametrix. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, I do, Rafix. Yeah, it's up. It's up right now, but let me finish some of this stuff, and then me and my daughter were playing on it earlier today for a little bit. Kind of playing around with this. I'm not real happy with the shapes this is taking. I feel like it's a little too poofy. Watch. Okay, will do. Yeah, I'm still learning it in Viz. That's kind of my little personal goal this year. You know how everybody sets goals. My goal this year is to get a little better with perspective. And a little better with being able to, like, you know, make rotated characters and whatnot. Oh man, don't be knocking my bamboo. I love my bamboo. Breaks down the basic. Okay, dude, I'll check that out for sure. Thanks, Biz. And have a good night, man. Good luck at work tomorrow. And see, I'm not doing a whole lot of shading on this character, even though I could. I don't really want to go there with this. Like, I could come in and do a lot of heavy shading and whatnot to give the sense of depth, but I don't want to go there. I'm just trying to keep it clean. Because I feel like sometimes with my flat style art, I like to do just plain flat, no shading, no texturing or anything, and then some stuff I'd like to add shading and texturing. But with this, I'm trying to keep it just kind of, simple, really, for right now. Alright, let's move this over a bit. Copy this, paste inside, move it over. So how big is this then? More like this? Okay, cool. So we gotta cut this. That makes sense. Yeah, but I would check that out, Nametrix. I think you'll like it, man. And if you use Streamlabs already, then all of your tags and all your bits and everything, they're already generated through Streamlabs anyways. I know mine were. So everything integrated perfectly. I signed into it, authenticated with Twitch, and there it was. Everything was set up. It was pretty sick. Check this out. This little link that oh, okay, this dude's got some perspective stuff. Cool, I'm gonna check that out later, for sure. So, Rafix, were you available the other night when I said what I said about ships? Moving ships to a new save? I don't know if you were around for that. I don't know how to set up bits or any of the other stuff. Okay, so Nametrix, bits, in order to receive bits, you need to be an affiliate. To get subscribers and bits, you have to be an affiliate. In order to get donations, you can very easily do that. Hang on, I'll give you a link here real quick. What you want to do is you want to go here. Streamlabs is the company that I use for all my stuff. What you do is you authenticate with Twitch. They're the ones that make that new OBS. You go there, you set up an account. That's how you set up. Here, we'll test it real quick. So here's one cool part about this new OBS is you can test follows and everything right in the program. So like, watch this. How you set up all these overlays right there. That's all done through Streamlabs. So like all of these things that you see are actual buttons you can test right here. So like if we wanted to test a subscription, see? So right there, that's showing a fake subscription. But all of those alerts and everything are set up through Streamlabs. That way you can get that stuff on your screen. That's why I love your creative stream. Too bad I'm missing the one for tonight. Did that in the last 2 episodes. I never tried copying the show. Okay, so yes, Ravix, you can. You can definitely copy to a new save. I did it and it worked. Not only can you copy the ship, but I stuffed the chest on the ship with guardian armor, tools, and all that stuff, and that carried over as well. So, good to know. I'm still looking for mine. You'll get it, Ravix. Just keep drawing, man. Keep drawing. But yeah, like all this stuff, like all that's done through Streamlabs, dude. So, anyways, you know, you want to. I would suggest looking into the Streamlabs thing so that you can kind of get a feel for how to do some of that more involved stuff to integrate with your, you know, those alerts and whatnot. I'll tell you the secret there, Ravix, and this is no joke, dude. It's just draw. Like this right here. Nothing really, I'm not getting paid to make this. This isn't a commission. This is just me pushing myself to get better. But my one suggestion would be just do it, man. And I know that's cliche as crap, but really just do it. Just draw. Because that's really what it boils down to. It's just making it happen. I know this looks silly right now, but I promise you we are going to do something cool here in a minute. In fact, it was funny. I had that talk with my daughter today. She was sitting there and she said, you know, Daddy, why can't I draw as good as you? And I said, well, it takes practice, hon. You know, like this isn't something that you just do. Like you really have to, you got to push yourself to get better. You know, and she was just like, oh, you know, kind of had that, like, that wasn't the answer she wanted to hear thing. But it's true. I mean, if you want to get better at this, you just have to, you've got to force yourself to do it. I'm trying to create 3-dimensional depth, and I'm not feeling that this is going to work right, but I'm going to try to do something here. Okay. Well, let's go, let's cut this, and let's put it in front of the ear. Yeah, that kind of works. No. Not what I... Oh, that's because it's... Alright, so hold on. Copy this out. Too linear. Alright, shade would be better. Yeah. Let's see. You see, even I'm not I don't claim to be a professional at this, man. This is just me having fun, you know? If people learn something while they're watching, fantastic. Take that, select that, and cut. Hey, alright. So that's getting a little closer. So if we remove this now, yep, we're cut through to the face, which is exactly what we wanted. We want this to come to the front. Nice. Because I'm trying to basically emulate this. And how did I do this? I did... %. Okay, Rafik. Take care, bud. Yeah, I'm going to stream art for probably another, maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to play some games, so we'll get there, I promise. So let's put this in front of this and go back one. Yep, that's what we wanted. Is this something that you want to pursue and you want to get better at, Nametrix, or is it just something you want to play around with? If you don't mind me asking. Alright, cool. So yeah, definitely has some perspective going on now, and it looks like the inside. Gotcha, man. Great piece of software, dude. If you have any questions, or you want some input, holler, man. I don't mind. This is throwing me off right here. I feel like... Nope. Yep, that's definitely better. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to get that perspective, like, which is what I was going for. Basically, what I wanted to do was, I'm kind of achieving my goal, which was to create a kind of, if you look at it now, oh, we'll move this guy in the middle, so you can see the differences there. I think it would, it could honestly do a little more turning, right? Like, there's some room for improvement there, but I think the concept is there. You can see the character turning, which is the goal. Shoe over a little more. Yeah. And then here you can see he's completely turned around. Alright, cool. But yeah, it gets the point across. Yeah. Alright, cool. So, did you play any more Risk to Ruin, or how did you do on that? I got murdered. My village got completely destroyed. And I do mean completely destroyed. Let me close the Streamlabs OBS screen if you don't need this. Haven't played today. Yeah, I haven't really played much today. I played a little while with my daughter, but not a whole lot. Kind of a busy day. We started taking down, like, Christmas. We had to do that, you know. Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's draw a new character. Let's strike out and let's just do something new real quick. I feel like just drawing something, and I don't really have any clue as to what I'm going to draw, but let's just goof off for a minute, you know what I mean? It's like we sit here and we can, maybe you'll get an idea of the process that I use. Like, let's say we wanted to make a little, kid, right? Like, we'll give a little kid with a hat or something. We'll drop this down to like 78, go back. Some of those. Give him that same colored nose. We'll give him a really big nose, yeah. Something like that. And then we'll give him a, let's give him like a, I don't know, something like this. So like this. We'll give him like a, give him, the head needs to be a little bit narrower, I think. Ears. Too big. But I think most little kids have big ears, and the trick to drawing kids is you want their features way down on their face. Because kids have like humongously huge foreheads. So you kind of want it like this. Yeah. So then you could come in and you could give him like hair, and we'll do that. We'll do something like this. Actually, you know what? There's a couple ways we can do this. I know this probably looks crazy for a second, but trust me here. We'll make this like, I don't know, brown. Here's the cool part about vector, right? So you can, it's easily manipulated later. So it's like I tell a lot of people when they start doing vector art is don't worry so much about being perfect. Because perfect isn't really a thing. You know, like we just drew that hair all crazy like, right? Now check this out. We can come in here and we can very easily monitor these points. Move them around. And create something, you know? Move it all over the place and give him like a little bit of a weird looking kind of whatever we want. So right there we just created that. Now if you wanted to start giving this depth, it'd be real easy to do. Say we take this, right? We could go black 10, cut in, boom. So then, you know, you can see how easily you can start adding shading to this to kind of create this separation from the head, right? And then same thing with the nose. You can copy it down, give it 10% and send it down one. You see that? So you can see like right there already how quickly we just made that little bit of a character. I mean, it was very, very simple to do. And there really wasn't a whole lot to it. And then if you wanted to add like highlights to the hair, you could come in and you could do stuff like this. Give it the same color and go slightly lighter. So we'll go like 24. You know? And same thing. We'll just draw some of these out real fast. Give it the same color. Give it the same color. So, you know, and that right there is just something unique into itself. Shrink this down. We'll go slightly darker, so we'll go like, I don't know, 72. Cut, paste on top. Oh, that's a feature I use constantly. Let me show you that. Constantly. So, like, let's say we have a square here, right? And then we have a circle here. And this is, we'll make it a different color and we'll send it to the back. And then we'll make a whole bunch of different colored circles and we'll just kind of put them in here in different arrangements. That way you can really get a glimpse of what I'm talking about here, because this is a concept I use all the friggin' time, and it saves me crazy amounts of time. Alright, so let's say we've got this going on, right? You can see all these different shapes over here. We got a whole bunch of different shapes. We'll bring them all to the front so they're above the kid. We'll group the kid. We'll move him out of the way. Alright, but let's say we've got this here, and instead of sitting here and going to this purple thing and going, you know, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, to try to get the arrangement, right? This is what I do. Let's say I wanted this purple circle in front of this tan square. Cut it, paste it, there it is. It automatically, whatever object you have selected, it will paste it directly above it. So like I use this all the time now that I discovered that, to do this, and it works flawless. And I do mean flawless. Like, it saves me so much time. So that is a feature I would recommend you definitely utilize to get comfortable with, without question. Because it saved me mountains and mountains of time. You know, and then there's other stuff you can do. Like, you can, you know, you don't have to just do this flat style stuff. Like, you can come in here if you really want, and you can clear this out. We can go with black, give it a stroke of like, I don't know, 4. Yeah, let's go like 6 actually, or 8. Okay, so if you want, you can actually do like full-on line art. Like, let's draw a pair of, you know, now granted this is going to be extremely quick, but like if you wanted to come and do stuff like this, you know, and then work on shading and whatnot, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. I mean, you don't just have to do flat style, because a lot of people, they're not big fans of this flat style of art. I personally love it, but you know, you don't have to do it. So let's say we copy this up and made it white and gave it like a 20% fill, 10% fill. We'll go like this. You know, and then the biggest suggestion I would give, just like I did to graphics a minute ago, is just draw. Just keep drawing. If it's something you're serious about and something you want to get better at, there's no better lesson than just doing it. Get better and just learn. And I mean, you could even go simpler than this. Like, let's say you wanted to go and you wanted to break it down. And see, I tend to, my flat style is somewhere between true flat and like shape. And I'll show you what I mean there. Like, if you wanted to do like a true flat style, you could do something like this. And it would have less dimension than mine does. Less shading and whatnot. So let's say we took like this. How do I get it select more than one item? So hold down shift. So like, let's say you had, you know, all these right here. There's 2 ways you could do it. You could either drag around all of them and it will select them, or you can click one and then click shift to you know, keep selecting the ones you want. See, now we're getting into like true flat style design. Like this here, while I still think it looks cool, it has no shading or anything. So I mean, you kind of have to decide where you want to go with what it is that you're doing. But again, this just kind of shows you how quickly you can get something on paper if you really want. So I'd actually make these eyes a little bit lighter, probably in the here range. Yeah. You know, and then the mouth's up to you. I mean, you can do a circle. You can do this. You know, if you want to do more of like a, and then if you, let's say you do this, right? You can see that? How quickly you can start building something out. I mean, it's pretty awesome, I think. And for a nose, we'll just give them a little round nose. I mean, right there are two totally different, you can see two totally different heads right there, right? Like, just that quick. And then the difference here is, this one is more of a, you know, with the shading and stuff, has, I don't want to say 3D, because, well, I guess you could say 3D. It has a little more of a 3D perspective, even though it's not really 3D. You know? But in a way it is. And then you can come up and you can add highlight to this if you want. So let's go with like gray, make it maybe 30. Come up to full. Convert it. Let's break this one. What I'm doing right here is kind of a, you'll see. And then we'll take it down to like 40. See that? We just highlighted his hair with that little bit of a ring here. So I mean, there's different ways you can do this. I mean, you don't have to do, you know, and you could even bring in the shading here if you really wanted to. Like, you could take these circles, make them black, take them 10%. Actually, get rid of that fill. You know? Do something like this. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. And then come in and select them all, merge them, cut them, and paste them in. See, so right there, you're creating separation again. Now, that's not something you have to do. I mean, it's optional, but you can. Or if you're going for the true flat look, you wouldn't do it at all. You would just kind of leave it in there. If that makes sense. So, I mean, there's several ways you can do this stuff. Hope that's making sense, Nametrix. If it's not, you know, if you have any questions or anything, dude, definitely feel free to ask. I mean, I don't mind answering questions at all. Or if you want to see some other stuff. So anyway, we'll go back to the turnaround. So this is, and see, that's what I was saying. My style, the stuff that I usually make, like similar to this. And I'll show you again. That way you kind of see what I'm talking about. So like if we go to these characters I did with the little boy. Well, there's a couple. Let's do these here. We'll open these three, right? So my style is kind of between flat and more, a little more depth than like a flat. So for example, this started as flat, like all these characters did, but then I kind of make it just a little more three-dimensional, but not. If that makes sense. And then like, just like with this kit, the little spider kit here that's on my screen. You know, this again started flat, but then I kind of added a little more depth by putting in other features. So, I mean, there's different things you can do. I mean, it's all relative. I want to take these and copy them since I kind of like them. Well, actually, we're going to cut them. Where is that? in progress document that I had. Right here. Flat. And we'll paste them on artboard 3. And see, so what I do is I keep these little heads as I make them, because sometimes I'll just doodle. I'll open a document and just start playing around, start drawing. And so what I tend to do is when I create something that I like, or something that I'm like, oh, okay, I like the way that turned out, or I like the way that went, I'll save it and I'll throw it in here, and then I'll come back and I'll reference it. And I have all these different artboards that are all just kind of sketches. And this one here, all 3 of these head shapes are exactly the same, but I wanted to see what I could do differently with them to make them look completely different. So they all started out exactly the same, but then they kind of modified out like that. And then, you know, here's a little bit different. Yep. Alright, so we'll come in here, and we will, let's play around. Like we just made those faces there. We'll open that one back up. And then I've done some other stuff like, oh, check this out. So this is a really good example of what I was talking about. I don't know if you're still there, but the other day I was playing around with like actual doing texturing. So this is what I kind of played with on that. And what I did was I'll show you exactly what I did. Because I was kind of goofing off with this, because I don't normally do this texturing, but I wanted to experiment with it, because I'm trying to get better at it, even though it's not something that I'm completely comfortable with or something that I normally do. So what I did was I made this little dude, and I did 2 variations of it. I did this, which would be vectorized, right? And then it has the actual painted on textures, which again, I'm experimenting with and trying to get better at. And then this was your traditional, another take on this character with more of a flat perspective. So, but it's basically the same style of scene, just slightly different variation. And then what I was going to do here was this. Let's add another pixel layer there. Let's see what happens when we do this. I want to experiment with this one. Let's go with this brush. Let's make it bigger. Brush bigger. And what I want to do is I want to play with the edging of this a little bit and see. Nope, that did not accomplish what I wanted. Oh, maybe it did. Now what I want to do is I want to erase it. So let's go to erase. So you can see where that's just a different vibe altogether, and it's not something that I normally do, you know. But again, I am trying to get better at it. Let's undo this. I need to actually shade those legs. Let's find it in the layer panel. Let's add a pixel layer to the leg. Now, what I want to do is I want to take the brush, much smaller. Let's select this color. And we're going to take it, I guess, darker. So let's go to like 8. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Yeah, okay. And then what we can do is we can copy this. And we can paste it in that one. And then just... see? And same thing for the feet. We can create a pixel layer. drop it in, grab our brush, and do the same thing. Just kind of paint on what would be the equivalent of like texturing. Take this, copy paste, move it here, and move it over. Right. Now, when you look at that, you can see how we kind of achieve this little look, I guess. I really need to play with this style more because I do like it. It's something I need to get more comfortable with, or something that I need to do more so that I have a better understanding of it, because this is like my first attempt at it. So, and then there's, you know, this little... I feel like his shading would be more like that, actually. Oh, that's perfect. Yep. Group it. Make it slightly smaller. Yep. Yep, pretty cool. So these are just several different variations on it. I don't know. It's different, right? Texture test. Now what I want to see is I want to see something. I want to export this. Artboard 1. I want to export it to the desktop, and I want to see the file size on this image. With all that detail. Yeah, 1.5 megs. It's not terrible. Definitely bigger in terms of space than what the other one was, but it's not terrible overall. The only thing with doing this is I have like no experience with it, so I don't really have any knowledge with how to color and shade different things. But I think it could be very easily learned. So, yeah, there's that. Let's go back here and we'll draw something else real quick. So I wonder if I did this, if he were at the top of this, kind of like the other one, right? And it feels like the shading at the top of this would be so what do you think? Which one would you prefer to look at? Do you like them both? Do you like one better than the other? What's your opinion, Matrix? I'm curious. Because even though that is not my normal style, I really like the way it turned out. I really like the look that it has. And see, we could very easily do this. Hold on. In fact, let's do it. That way we can get a better... Right. So I want to give you a better example of what it is that I'm talking about, because I'm doing this for myself as well. Let's copy these two over to this one here, right? Now here's what I want to do. I want to come in. This is on Artboard 2, right? It is. So let's go to Artboard 2. And let's remove all the pixel layering. And what we want to do is we want to see... I want to look at the difference with basically creating the same document but not doing the pixel style shading, and see which one I tend to like a little better. So we're basically, what I'm saying here is we're going to try to recreate this document image for image and see what it looks like. Okay, so There. So now we now have a... This is a exact duplicate flat version of this, right? So if I wanted to shade this to make it look... Let's undo this. So first things first, these eye colors would have to come up a little bit. Probably to like 37? Yeah. Okay. So now... This would have to be slightly lighter. Maybe 18? Let's go 19 to really set the color separation out. I want to give you a really, really good example of what it is that I'm trying to show you here. And again, this is also for my knowledge. Let's take this and we'll put it inside of this hill. Okay, so there's the shading for that one, right? And you're right, it does look 3D. But I really like this style, but this is not something that I'm used to doing. So to me, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not comfortable with it, but it's definitely something that I would like to get better at. But in order to get better at it, it's just gonna take practice, like anything, right? Okay, so if we wanted to shade this guy, we would do this. Make it black, 10, cut it, and insert it. That's too much, actually. Okay, so right about there it's going to be better, I think. So we'll cut it, black, 10%, cut, paste inside. There we go. And for this, it's going to be kind of the same concept. We're going to go with 20% though, because this is already such a dark... Well, actually, no, we may go 10. Yeah, 10's good here. Okay. I didn't know if it would be, but I'm thinking it is. And then same thing. Here. Cut it. Black, 10%. Oh, actually... So you can see here how we're starting to create the same style on 3D look over here, right? And like you could, if you wanted, you could get into shading this side of the hill, so to speak. Black 10. $30. Combine them, cut them, and paste them. You know? Now, the one on the left certainly captures your eye more, like no question about it. But here's the real kicker. Let me show you this. Let's say we export artboard 1, which is the one with all the texture, right? Let's export this to the desktop as texture test, okay? Now, let's export the second one, artboard 2, as texture test 2. Now watch this. This is what I want you to see. So here's the texture test, right? Look at the size. Is 1.5 megs, right? Now we go to the other one without the texture. It's 36.7K. So you can see how doing textures and stuff like that, it really adds a lot of file size to the image. Where this is such a clean, easy, light version of an image. So it's easier to process. So that's why I think a lot of flat development transfers well to like phones and tablets and things like that. You know what I mean? So anyways, I like this better. This gives a good representation of the two. Might actually keep that just like that, and then we'll come over here. But it's nice to know that I can do that effect if I really want to. And maybe for like a maybe if I was doing like a commission, like, and somebody wanted that specific style, I could pull that off, which would be really cool. Yep. Alright, so let's go back here. I want to test something. Oh yeah. I'm just kind of playing around right now, trying to see what I can come up with. And this is what I do a lot. I just kind of like free draw with no real rhyme or reason. Because I find like sometimes this is how I get better, or this is how I actually, you know, figure out what it is that I'm trying to do, or discover new techniques, I guess would be the right wording here. Because something I want to do is I want to start playing with like animating. I want to try to animate this stuff a little bit, but I don't know really anything about animation, so I'm going to have to do some experimenting with that to see what I can come up with. You have anything you want me to try to draw? Any requests or anything you'd like to see me try to draw? Again, I'm no professional, but I can do my best. What's in my in progress folder? So this was a test one day. You can kind of see what I was doing here. I was playing around with some characters and ended up drawing this gun thing. What else is it? So we have that I was playing around with. Furry fox. Okay. Let me pull up. Hold on a second. Oh, these were cool. I was making these one day. These are a really different sort of style. Kind of a bubbly style. But I like the way these were turning out. You know, and I thought to myself that where this would look really cool is like, hold on, let me show you an example here. What color is this? But anyway, this was a style I was kind of playing with to see if this was something I'd want to, you know, something I'd want to take further and develop out. Because I kind of liked the way it was, almost had this 3D kind of, you know what I mean? Had this neat like box style to it. I don't really want to say Minecraft, but in a way, kind of Minecrafty. But I really like the way the characters kind of, the edges were really clean and everything. So I may come back to the style and play with it. Let me pull up a fox as a example. What color fox? Fox. Any color. Now, animals are not my strong point, but here's what we'll do. I kind of like this. I think I need to revisit this style a little bit and see what I can come up with. I really do. Because I really, now looking back at that, I really dig that style. You know what I mean? It definitely has a... You want like a cute looking fox? Or are you wanting like an aggressive looking? I mean, what is it you're looking for here? Because I'm looking at foxes and there's a big myriad. There's like cute looking, and then there's, I don't want to say threatening looking, but definitely more menacing looking. There's some really cute ones actually. Friendly. Okay. Let me see if I can get a good reference image here. I don't normally draw like foxes or animals in general, but let me see if I can get some ideas here. And you know what? I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to draw it in the style of... Yeah, let's try this. See, I'm going to try to go in this style, this really stylized look with a lot of detail, but I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's see what we can come up with. We don't know until we try, right? And there is absolutely no harm in trying. Cartoonish. Okay. Let's go with... So, just so you know, the way I normally draw is I do like really outlandish colors. This is not going to be the color of the final image, clearly. But what I'm doing is I use this to kind of give myself separation so that I can see what I'm drawing, like the different levels, if that makes sense. Give me a minute because I'm going to experiment with a couple ideas I have on how to create like some... And what I'll do is I'll use a completely different tone, like right here. And I know it looks crazy, but it's just the way my eyes perceive things. We're gonna go with like there's a lot of different colors. Let's go with like an orange. I'm seeing a lot of orange foxes. So let's do like an orange kind of tone-ish. And then these are gonna be the same color orange, but then they're going to be slightly darker. Let's try darker and see what we can always tweak that a little bit, and we may actually, but let's get down the fundamentals first. Almost looks like a mustache right now, doesn't it? In a weird way. And see, this is the great part about, again, where I was talking earlier about, you know, when it comes to vector stuff, I think the big thing is a lot of people that get stuck on this whole perfection thing, where they're like, oh God, that's not perfect, or that's not what I, you know. But the beautiful thing with vector art is like, there is no such thing as perfect, because you can easily manipulate things later once you've made them, right? Like, it's very simple to do. I mean, this is not a complicated thing in terms of making changes. Why don't I show you what I'm doing? A couple different ways. I mean, you can put it on my Discord. You can upload a link to Imgur and send me and post the Imgur link. You can put it in Discord. Whatever works best for you, dude. I'm game for whatever works for you. Oh, information's in the bottom. If you do... There's my Discord if you want to join it. Let me know if you have any problem joining it, but you shouldn't. If you want to join it, that is. And there's a whole art section in there where I let people post like what they're making and stuff like that. I want to take this slightly darker. I have an idea. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. But I would actually go slightly darker. Let's try 54. And then we'll copy it and we'll clone it over to this side. And then we'll center it. Let me get my Discord up. Yeah. So if you get in there, like there's an art section, like post your art section. There's, you know, and I've got other people in there, but I mean, like, you know, anywhere you want to post, I would go into art, your art if you want, or your artwork in progress, whatever works for you. Now, let me show you what you can do to make that easier. Alright, so I just opened it up on mine. You're going to see it on your screen, right? What you should do in order to make that easier is when you... I mean, you can send me the Affinity file if you want, but if you want to keep it so people can't edit your work, then I would export it to like a... export it to like a PDF. So the way you'd want to do that is come up here, go to File, Export, and then choose your file type you want to export to. I would do like a PNG, right? Hit export, put the PNG file like on your desktop, and then on Discord, you can upload that to Discord. If that makes sense. If you have a question about it, just ask. Because when you start with that file right there, if you share your Affinity Designer file, which is fine with me, but if you share it like that, it's not bad at all. Yeah. See? You're getting the fundamentals of basic shapes. And then let me see here. What did you do here? Okay, so see, yeah, you're already getting this fundamental here. And a lot of people struggle with this. The color separation. What I would do here is you've got this at 47, right? I would take this bottom lip, make it the same color as the top lip, and then I would go down in darkness. Like maybe go to like, I don't know, 42. You can see how that creates that separation there, right? And then I would make this the same color as that. So you can see right there how it starts. You start getting that popping a little bit, right? Your eyes look really good. Great job with the eyes. I could show you on here like what I would do. Like my next thing. Are you trying to make a fox? Is that what you're going for here? Like I'd make a neck. Round the corners out, bring it up. I bring this down slightly, shrink the head slightly, center it on the neck. Yeah. No, dude, keep it going, man. That's great. You know, for the first time you've done something, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going for more of a flat, cutesy look. I hope this is... okay for what you're looking for. This is going to be a little different than what you're doing there, but I think it's going to turn out all right. We're going to keep going. We'll go slightly darker. We'll go to like 84. Yeah. Digging that. Because I want this to be like the chest, right? So we'll do this here, similar to this. And then for the ears, what do their ears normally look like? Are they kind of a rounded tip, right? So we'll do, what kind of custom shapes do we have here? We could try a tier tool and see what that would even look like. So here's what I would do. I would drag it over kind of like so. I would shape it down a bit. Like maybe this-ish? Like kind of like this. And then I'd send it to the back, copy it, paste in place, shrink it down like so, and then copy that back color. Now you can see right there how we just created that, right? So now take both ears and then center them on the head. And this color could actually be slightly darker. So maybe we'll go to like 52 to make it stand out even more. Yeah. So then you kind of get the idea of what's going on there. I think the head's a little too rounded. I don't think it's pointed enough, but we can play around with that some. You know, I'll tell you, Nametrix, the fact that you're trying, you're already doing more than most people would. You know, I tell people all the time, like, the only way to get better at this stuff is really just do it. Because people always say, like, oh, how did you learn to do that? Really, you just start doing it. There is no real, you know, easy answer. It's just, you just do it, man. And see, I play around with it a lot. So for me, it's starting to become somewhat repetition in what I do. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about, dude. That is what it's all about. If you don't have fun doing this, you shouldn't do it. Because I get people that come in and ask me, they'll be like, I just can't have fun doing this. And it's like, well, then you should stop. You know what I mean? Like, if you're seriously not having fun, then you're really barking up the wrong tree here. Yeah, let's go with that gray for now. The gray offsets that pretty well. You know, we could really get into like creating all kinds of extra details and stuff. I don't know if these, I feel like these might be more this color. Oh yeah, I like that much better. That's better. And I feel like the nose would be down a little more because we're trying to go for that like pointy nose look, right? That's cute there. Pretty cute looking little fox so far, I think. I don't normally draw animals, so you'll have to apologize if I hope I'm not butchering this. I'm trying to do it some justice. Let's give it a, how am I gonna do this? We're gonna paste this in place. We're going to give it the same back color here. Go to the back. Go to the back again. And we'll go down to what, 50? Yeah, that's creating that color separation there. That orange is starting to become a little too vibrant though, so we may have to scale that back, but we're just gonna kind of go like this for now. Let's give him some feet before we worry about that. I'm trying to deal with like the back haunches, kind of the back legs, but I feel like I'm kind of goofing that up right now. I want to stack that right in the middle. That 54 is a little too dark. Let's try 56. Yeah, you want to see color separation, but you don't want it to burn. Okay. There's a couple different ways we can do the mouth, but I'm not going to touch that for right now. I want to do the front legs, which I think we'll do like this color. Take a square, let's rotate it I don't know, like this. Yeah, do this. I know what we'll do. We'll do our stereotypical feet. It's what I normally do for feet. For me, it works out good. Is I take a circle, cut it in half, and then I just kind of shape it down like so. That way it sort of creates that kind of a shoed foot look. Now, I don't know if I like that color, but I do want the legs to stand out. We'll play with it in a minute. Let's give it a tail. We're going to do the tier again. We're going to go like this. Send it to the back. And we'll draw in... They have like a weird... Almost like a... I didn't mean to make you go out and spend money on a program, dude. His head is a little too big, I think, for the body. But I can tell you, if you're going to buy a program, I honestly don't think you could go do any better. This is a great piece of software and well worth supporting. I feel like I may need to hand draw that tail. I'm not digging what that's doing. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna group it. We're gonna make it darker by going like 8. And same thing. 8. Now these we're gonna send to the back. I'm gonna have to play with those legs on the front. I'm not really happy with the way those are looking, but we're gonna... Got a couple ideas, so bear with me for a minute. We need to make this tail a darker... What is this? This is 56, 54. I think this needs to be like 52, maybe? Yeah. Now you can see the separation in the color there, which is what you're going for, really. So then... Feet, the feet, the feet, the feet. Maybe we should do this. And then we'll do this. I don't know, I kind of like the dark. Honestly. And those feet back there just kind of make him look like he's chilling, like he's sitting. Now what can I do to add... We could certainly add a lot of shading to this if we wanted to, but I don't feel that would be the right thing to do here. I'm pretty happy with that. I think the feet are kind of bothering. Those front legs are bothering me a little bit. I feel like the feet... Here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to experiment. We're going to take these legs. Let's make them this color. See what that does. Nope, not nearly dark enough. So we're going to have to go like down in like the 48 region. Okay. That's better. Let's try like 42. Yeah, that's better. Let's try this. And we'll make this sort of this color, but slightly darker. So maybe 52. I'm good with it until the front legs. The front legs, I just can't. The back legs, I'm actually oddly okay with now. I think I would even go slightly darker, like maybe 38. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so now I just need to figure out how I want to develop those front legs a little bit better. Like maybe go... Let's take these. I want to take them even darker, like maybe 52. Yep, good. That's adding that cuteness to the face. So these feet would be the same color as these feet, I think. Yeah. But then all I gotta do is solve this problem. And I know exactly how I can do it. Yep. Well, I say that. now I'm putting it into practice, and I don't know about it. But let's... What if I make it look like... kind of like it's coming out of hair? That makes sense? I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Yeah. This color needs a little bit more separation. 54. What is this? 52. Let's go to 50 here. Yeah, I'm good with that. What do you think, Nametrix? You like it? Not cute enough? One thing I don't like here. I was hoping this effect here kind of gave off like the arms sticking out of fur, if you know what I'm saying. So then it's what you could do. Let's do this. Okay, so if we want to help extenuate that a little more, what we could do is to make this look more like a fur patch on the front, right? What if we did this? Because you said you specifically said furry. So let's go for a little more, almost like he has, I don't know the word here, almost like a, you know what I mean? Like a fur patch here, and we'll make it lighter. We'll go like, I don't know, 89. Okay, take these and these. We're gonna cut them. We're gonna put them here. No. Here. Yes. So take them, cut it, put it here, and then take these, cut it, and put it here. Now you see that? That's already adding a different depth to it right there. It's creating more of like a I have an idea here. Bear with me a minute. Any reason you wanted a fox? Is it favorite animal? Whoops. Crap. I think it needs to be in front of this. I don't like what that did at all. Not at all. So I like that. Here's what I would do. There's actually one thing I would do here. No. I see that. I see that. I just didn't know if that's like your favorite animal or I got the connection there. I just wasn't sure if it was like, you know. That's all. I was just curious. I don't like the way this is. I want this to be a little more rounded. That makes sense right here. Like maybe like so? What the heck am I trying to do here? I want this. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Where is this sitting at right now? I think it's on top of that leg. So if I went there, and then I went there. Nope. That edge is way too friggin' sharp. Way too sharp. Alright, what if we did this? Ah, look at that. That's how simply I could have solved that. I was trying to do all that fancy cutting. And all I had to do was drag that down. So we got a little fur on the top of the head there. We got a little fur, almost like a chest plate. It's kind of what I think what I was going for there. Kind of like a, you know, like a furry patch on the front. Yeah, oh yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool right there. And then what I would actually do is I would take this and step it back a little, like maybe to 80. You see that? That way it kind of gives you that furry look on the front of the chest there. Almost like it's, you know? And again, like I was saying earlier, dude, I've never really drawn a fox. I've never really drawn an animal, period. So this to me is all just sort of new, but you just kind of get into it and you start going. Now this, I would change the background color to maybe, you have a preference on what you want the background color to be? Like a blue? Would you like a green? What do you think? Gray? Red? Purple? The purple looks really good, actually. That purple looks really sharp. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to go slightly darker with this and see what that looks like in there. Actually looks pretty cool. I like that. Yep. I like it. Copy this, rotate it slightly, make it a little bigger. Any suggestions? Any requests? Any... You like it? Don't like it? Hate it? Love it? What do you got? Hit me with it. I think it's looking pretty freaking cool, to be honest with you. It has good detail, I think. I'm pretty happy with the face, the way it turned out, in like the whiskers up on the side of the face here. Not really whiskers, but more like fur on the side of the head there. I like the little patch on top. I like the chest plate, how it has that, the grays kind of step up in color. One thing I think I would do is right here. Right there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. That way it creates a little bit of color differential there. I think the mouth could use something, but I don't know what. don't know what. What could that mouth use? Let me visualize this for a minute. Let me think about it. I have an idea. What if we did this and we copied this down? We did this. And we stepped it back to like maybe 84. And we went one back. Oh yeah. That's alright. I like that because it almost gives the mouth, I hate to say three-dimensional, but in a way it makes it look, you know, it makes it pop out a little bit. Like it's sort of, yeah. It gives it just enough separation and it almost makes it look like a smile. You know what I'm saying? Almost like you can see the bottom of the jaw. That's not what I wanted to do. And you know what I would actually do now that I'm looking at this? Yep. That's exactly what I would do. Drag this out to make it look kind of like the neck sticks out a little bit. That way it gives you your furry look that you wanted, like on his neck. That's not bad at all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it to you. I will message you I will save it as, on the desktop as Fox. We are going to save this. And I am going to direct message it to you. At name fix the Fox. Enjoy. There you go. So that's a private, huh? Why did that fail? Upload failed. The heck? Let me close Discord and reopen it. Sometimes Discord can be a little goofy. Discord. Alright, here we go. Find or start a conversation. Name tricks. Hey. Okay. Your message could not be delivered because you don't share a server with the recipient, or you disable direct messages on your shared server. Recipient is only accepting direct messages from friends, or you were blocked by the recipient. Oh, okay. Well then, I don't know. I have no idea. Only you can see this. I know messaging works on my server. I'm pretty freaking sure. Hold on, let's see here. I don't know where the heck I would even set that up. Who can add you as a friend? Everyone. Allow direct messages from server members. Yeah. Oh, you're offline? Oh, okay. I will send you that file. That way you can have, and then you can learn from it. You can tear it apart, you can play with it, you can do whatever you want to with it, man. That way you can kind of goof around with it and whatnot. Alright, so 2 hours. I've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that's enough art for probably right now. Now, oh, you online now? There you are. Message. Hey. No. You don't share a server with the recipient, or you disable direct messages on your shared server. The recipient is only accepting direct messages from friends, or you are blocked by the recipient. Now I know I know it works on my my thing, because I can send messages, other private messages to people, stuff. I'm not sure what that's all about. Delete this message. Delete this message. It must be something about the way you have it set up for like people to send you direct messages. Maybe you have it like friends only or something. I'm not entirely sure on that. I'm not a Discord guru. I did manage to set up a Discord, and I have, you know, stuff in here, but like, I'm not a guru by any measure. Works online. Hey, look at that. There you go. There you go. You must have had it set up that way, didn't you? You probably had it set up so like only friends could send you messages and whatnot. I mean, I don't blame you if you did. I've got mine wide open, but the only reason I do is because I have a Discord and I want people to be able to contact me directly. So I leave mine open. Yeah, I understand. Well, there you go, dude. You can open that in Affinity, and this is what you'll see. So then you're going to have the color profiles. You're going to have everything. You can play with it, tear it apart. I hope you like it, dude. I'm happy with it. And see, here's the thing here's one recommendation I would make, and I get this all the time from people. They say, like, you know, yada, yada, yada. Again, I think you heard me ranting about this the other day, but my recommendation would be finish something, right? Like, you gave me an example, draw a fox. So I did. I pulled up some reference images, and I went with it, right? So the thing is like, I could sit back and look at this and go, well, there's things I'm not happy with in that picture, or things I would change in that picture, right? Like, you could always do that. But the thing is, I think the thing you got to take away is just be happy that you finished it, right? I drew a fox, I finished it. I'm happy with that. There are some things I'll look back on and say, yeah, I could have done that better or differently, but start and finish. Like, just move forward, you know? Because, I mean, too many people, they get stuck dwelling on, like, oh, God, that's not good enough, or whatever the case. And then it is what it is. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do, actually. Close this. I cut this. Close it here. Gonna put a little fox in there. Now we're gonna open him. And then we're gonna export it. And I do have my color profile set, right? Yeah, color profile set to what I want. File export. And we're gonna call this Fox Desktop. Cool. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a break for a minute, bud. I'm going to stretch, let my dogs outside. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to do all that for a minute. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably come back with a game stream. I'm not 100% sure yet because it is 11. Let's see what I got so far. Let me take a look. See, man, there you go. And see, what you can do is you can get up here and share art, man, and just have fun. Like, there's other people up here. Like, you saw that little kid I did. I drew that the other day because I felt like, you know, I got a Switch for Christmas, and I felt like a little kid with that Switch all of a sudden. keep playing, man. You'll get more and more comfortable. You'll get better at what you want to do. It's like anything. If you want to do it, you'll do it. What am I looking at here? Okay. Get out of Discord. I'm still streaming. Okay, so anyways, here's what I'm going to do. Like I was saying, I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to do some of that stuff. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to come back and maybe do like a game stream or something. I'm not sure yet. I got to see how I feel once I walk around, get some motion in my legs, and see if it's something I feel like taking on tonight. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let me do that. Hey, hon, what's going on, man? I was just actually telling Name Tricks I'm going to take a break for a minute, probably about 10 minutes. I'm going to take my dogs out, and I'm going to stretch and get a drink and stuff. Probably come back, play some games for a little bit. So if you guys want to hang out, I just drew this for Name Tricks. I asked him if he wanted me to draw him something or request something, and he said a fox, so I drew him this cute little fox. Well, he said a cute, furry little fox, so that's what I came up with. Oh yeah, dude? Oh, cool. I didn't notice you were here. Yeah, man, it's, you know, it's just fun, man. I enjoy it. It's like, you know, it's interesting. And I am working on a Lego character for you. I promise. I've never done it. Really? I don't see you in my Streamlabs chatbot. That's weird. Because you know how you can see, like, your viewers? Anyways, let me go do that. So I'm gonna end the stream for a minute, and I'm going to, yeah, because I've got my Streamlabs chatbot over here, but I didn't see you in there, else I would have said hi to you. But I was telling Name Tricks earlier, actually. Oh, is that what it is? I don't like to call people out when I see them chilling, you know, lurkers and stuff. I just like let people lurk, because I mean, if you know, if they're there, they may not feel like talking or something. I get that. Yeah, I'll only be like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to come back. I don't know what I'm going to stream yet. I might do Rise to Ruins, or I might keep going with our Oxygen Not Included. I don't know yet. So let me go do that, and then what I'll do is I'll be back in like probably about 15 minutes. So if you guys want to hang out then, you know, feel free to. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. But I need to get some blood flow in my legs. I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. So anyways, I'll be back in just a little bit. Alrighty. Thanks, y'all.